I drink some water.
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Treeal Talk 101. We in the building with your
Yes,
host,
sir.
man, the
Yes,
boss
sir.
hitter, man, OG Double D, and the narrator, Mac Meats. We got Teresa and my girl Ash. They'll be on in a second, man. Hold it.
So you,
I got
huh?
YouTube going on too. You know, I
You
gotta
got to turn one of
monitor
them
that
off.
shit on
Yeah.
YouTube. So I gotta.
Okay. So topic for the day,
There you
ladies and
go.
gentlemen, is why do women, or in this case, men as well, because you know we got the ladies' point of view on here tonight. We're gonna keep it crisp and clean, no caffeine.
Yeah.
But we want to know, why do people, men and women, you know, from our point of view, we're gonna be talking about the women that we know or have experienced or whatever. And then we got Teresa and Angela Marie coming on soon to give their perspectives. But we want to know, why do people have rather go through so many what I would call bullshit, meaningless relationships when they have encountered that person who probably completes them, but they totally ignore the signs. So, and why I'm saying this is that, from a man's point of view, and I'm not bashing any ladies. Like I said, we're gonna keep this one crisp and clean because we got some respectful ladies on here today, so we don't have to get rowdy. You know, so
It should be a daily groove. You know how that goes.
hey, sometimes we gotta go there, but this ain't gonna be one of those nights. So, what I'm saying is that I noticed that a lot of women, you know, a lot of our women, right? Because that's who I'm mainly speaking to. That's who I've created, is black women. That's who I've raised, are black women. So this is where I'm coming. It's not to bash y'all, but actually to kind of aid in some things from a male point of view. Maybe your daddies and your brothers and uncles didn't tell you this, but I noticed a lot of women would rather go through a whole myriad and bunch of relationships unnecessarily, you know, when they probably had the guy that they needed. And not to say needed like financially or nothing, but I think everybody should have a mate that completes them. You know, both male and female. You know, it's like, okay, like us, me meets Vale. We wild guys, right? So we don't need the rah-rah women, because you'll have us in prison, because you ain't gonna turn us down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna help us turn down. You're gonna ignite the fire. So guys like us that are ultraly aggressive, we need a woman that's, you know, rational, that can say, well, babe, you know, and think about the kids, think about me and the babies, you know, is this necessary? Talk us down instead of pouring gas on the flames, right? That's what I mean by completing me, or maybe helping you dress, helping you with your etiquette for a career or whatever else you're trying to do, and vice versa for men doing that for women. But what I'm speaking on is the women that just go through a whole bunch, because it seems like our women want to be how should I say it, renegades.
Dominant.
Renegades. Just renegades. Like, I ain't gotta listen to no nigga. Can't no nigga tell me nothing. I pay my own bills. Well, you're an adult. You should pay your own bills. Okay, you pay your own bills. So do everybody else with a bill. So, so you know, what does that mean? You know, and they will go through these meaningless relationships and then label all men as ain't being shit, because they looked over the man, because they probably have had a man in their life that was that guy, but because he had a vision, because he had morals, because he had rules, codes, and all the other things that a relationship should have, a successful one, y'all didn't want that. He think he all that, he want too much, and this, that, and the third, and I'm used to doing what I want to do. Well, that's why you're single.
Well,
You know?
well, don't you think that people have to arrive to a certain level to where they can identify that as being the case? Because if you're not clear within yourself, how are you going to know that that's what's in front of you? One, and then to go back historically, the government set it up back in 1980s, where young people were having children at a very young age, and these women that were pregnant with these children and were told that you could not receive aid if you had a man in the house. So therefore they gave them this misinformed sense of security that if you had children, you didn't need a man to do X, Y, and Z. And then you had a culture that perpetuated itself, and then it just got out of hand. But then also taking into consideration a Black woman has to and has had to be a chameleon. We've had to be all things to everybody at all times. Yeah. And so, yeah, you may have had a good man that might have been there for you. But then if you're still in the crux of dealing with other stuff, how is that person going to stand out? Because anybody playing Jane who's not rocking the boat really isn't of interest in a sense, unless you're a settled person and that's where you've arrived to. That's what you require. Just like men, why would you want a plain little something to complete you when that other little fuzzy thing has got you like riled up and feeling all manly and good and, showing you that you can do gymnastic activities along with her, right? She twerking and shaking and you like, yeah, I can get right up in there, right? No problem, but your nice one who dresses you well and accommodates you and feeds your head. How much fun is that going to be for? And then for how long?
Well, Teresa, my thing is this, right? I think we all come to a point in time and age. Now, what you speaking on and not recognizing everything, that's for youngsters. We all of some grandparent age. You know what I'm saying?
It should be way more established.
Yeah, we done been there.
That ain't satisfying.
Right, but then this
you gonna sit and work for somebody else. I ain't the person she doing that for.
Well, the thing is, the topic should be different then, because that kind of movement and activity is not what you're going to get. You're not supposed to get from someone within our age bracket.
But that's my point, though, Teresa. That's my whole point. I'm not speaking to my daughter's friends and stuff like that. Those are learning experiences. Just like a man, right? As a young man, we ran around, we was drug dealers, flipping cars, wearing jewelry and fine clothes, and we tried to run through as many women as we could because we thought that was a passage to being a man. We didn't know that that was just being a male tramp. We didn't understand that at the time. We thought that was our passage. Hey man, let's rack up the numbers, man. I'm the nigga if I do that. We didn't know better. We get older, now we know, shit, I ain't even got the energy to run through that many you know what I'm saying? Let alone even attempt to do it. You know what I'm saying? And as we get older, love making is really something that's shared with somebody you really have maximum feelings for after you get a certain age. It ain't even about, just having sex. It's about, I care how she feels, she care how I feel, our feelings mesh, we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm speaking on is the older women, we got women that our age, man, that's being blasted on social media with nude pics because they run around sleeping with dudes their kids' age. And recently, y'all, I mean, I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm pretty sure and you probably heard about that, huh?
Yeah.
You did, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew.
Come on, spill the beans, girl.
Hey guys. Hey everybody. Hello. Hey Bill. Hey everybody. My take on it, I mean, I don't know what you got into, T, but I would just say a lot of women have become jaded because of the treatment that they've experienced in their relationships and not knowing what their upbringing was. A lot of women and men, if they weren't exposed to a healthy relationship, they're going to have bad expectations, and some of them will settle, some of them will degrade themselves, some of them are competing with younger women because they haven't come into their own. I would just say, first and foremost, I mean, when people meet someone, the worst thing you can do I've had guys say, oh, well, what are you looking for in a man? I won't tell him, because at the end of the day, a lot of guys just want to know what you like so they can pretend to be that person. and then you find out after some time, like, you were just, faking the funk, basically. So, and you never know. And as you meet different people, that person is totally different, and you may experience something else. You may experience a different treatment. So ultimately, I think the person has to be at a certain level of maturity. They can't be jaded. They need to know who they are first and foremost, and then recognize and know what qualities they like, how they want to be treated. And if that man is doing the things that woman likes and treating her in the way that she wants to be treated, I'm sure she would show up and appreciate that. Because as I said in a few of our other podcasts, it's natural for a woman to be in her divine feminine if she is in the company of her divine masculine, meaning you're gonna, most where they're saying now, oh, it's my soft girl era. No, it should be your soft girl era all the time. If a man wants to be with someone arguing and puffing up her chest, he'll get a man. He wants to be with a woman. He wants to be with someone that is feminine. He doesn't want somebody that's going to be arguing, challenging, telling him how tough she is. You never have to tell somebody who you are, because they can see it. You walk your talk, I don't have to go around and tell people, oh, I'm an independent woman. Well, you'll see that in how I move. I don't ever have to say it. You don't have to ever have to announce it. And I know I may have covered some things that you already said, Teresa, but ultimately I just think people have to have a good sense of self to recognize, when they're being treated properly, and you don't have to do things that disrespect yourself to be wanted. There are men out there that, men are visual. So let's start with that.
That's the beginning.
My question to y'all though is like, but I'm speaking on the women that, because there's some women that know. I've even heard women say that this man was too good and this, that, and the third, because he wanted certain things that I think are only adult asks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not asking her to go stash these 5 kilos under your baby's bed, or what I'm saying, let me hold these guns in your closet. You're asking her to be the being she was born to be, which is a woman, which is a nurturer, which, what I'm saying, somebody gentle and feminine. This is what we're asking. So for us to ask you that, and for us to ask you to value yourself, that's number one, right? Because I don't want a woman that don't value herself. You feel what I'm saying? And what I mean by value yourself is, you're not accessible to the public like that. Everybody can't just run up on you and bear hug you, chest to chest and all of that. These dudes need to respect you to either hug you on the side or stick their hand out to shake your hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We ain't lining up parts.
The way you greet somebody means something.
Right.
And the way you greet somebody.
I don't think that, in today's modern black woman, right, for you to act, and I'm not speaking to y'all, and this is why I wanted y'all on here, because y'all think differently, and it's not like you think like us and you're just saying what we want to hear or nothing like that.
Right.
But our ideas kind of mesh. They're differences because y'all women, we men, but they kind of mesh along the lines of decency and what we think a grown man or a grown woman should conduct themselves. And what I'm saying is that today's modern black woman, and even in our age groups, y'all, they think that's controlling, because we don't want you running around jumping, because this is social media, right? How would you feel if your man is in the same group of women's pictures every time you open your Facebook? Like, why is you in her pictures everywhere you go? You run into her, she got to take a picture of you, and y'all ain't related. Why?
Some people, we're in a society where everybody, wants to be seen, and it's a lot of, I guess, just weak people out here. And again, if you're with the right person, you're naturally going to adapt and fall into your natural role.
Right.
But it starts with self. You have to have your mind right before you try to be with anybody else. And there are a lot of, sorry to say, there are a lot of dumb women out there.
And
there's a lot of dumb men out there.
Thank you. And it's attention seekers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some people, I mean, it's really, really sad. Because I mean, I hear with like, I'm not going to be cooking his dinner. Well, why not?
Why not?
There's not. If this is who you love, what is the
Yeah.
problem? You cook for him. Maybe some nights he may need to cook for you.
Right.
It's
And I
you
love
know,
to
it's a
cook.
balance.
And I love to cook. So
It's
and I don't
it's
think that's feminine
balance.
at all, right? I don't think that's
No,
feminine at all.
because
I mean,
you're human and you
right.
want to eat. And I tell my son, I'm like, you better know how to do your own laundry
Right.
and
Thank
cook.
you.
Hey,
Thank
hey,
Because
you.
you
y'all,
will
but you know
be
what?
hungry and dirty. So yeah, go ahead
Hey, I've heard,
and cook
and
these beans.
the relationships that I've been in, I swear to God, y'all, all the relationships I've been in, the long-standing relationships, I've cooked for them women, and that's what even drew them in even more.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Try to
saying?
cook for them.
She likes to eat.
No, to them, they thought that was one of the hottest things ever. Damn, he handsome, man.
That makes you a hot
God
commodity.
damn. You,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I was like, oh shit, this works, huh?
Yeah.
And not just peeling back the plastic off of a lonely man dinner. Actually
Yeah.
get in there chefing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I'm in there scrubbing
Pop some
crabs,
peas.
making gumbo, all type of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what's even better with that is having a man who has that ability, and then you joining in and assisting him doing it.
Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you clean up and he comes in
There you
and
go.
he cooks and you cook, he cleans up, vice versa. You guys work
Right.
together. But the problem is people don't know how to be a team because
There
a
you
lot
go.
of people
There
in
you go.
relationships are competing with each other.
Yes.
What
There
are you
you go.
competing with your man for? Why
Yeah.
are you? It's not a race. I can see if you're racing. Now
Yeah.
that like, okay, you
No.
want to race, you're about to lose. I mean, because I'm competitive in that mode, but everything else, I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to outwork you. I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm not trying to set it off in front of all your friends. I'm not going through your phone. All this like foolish, goofy stuff. Like get secure with yourself so you can be right. But I'm hell bent on just saying when you're with the right person, your energies are going to be on point and you're going to fall into your role immediately. Because half the stuff that you say that you won't do, let that right man or woman come along. You'll do it.
Yeah, it'll be just a natural flow.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense.
You don't. You know,
Right.
when you think of when you think about it, it's not even a thought. It's just the ebb and flow of the love you share with somebody who's special to you. But
Right.
when it's not right, that's when you get goofiness. You know, you're not equally yoked, and you're not mature enough to really know what you want, let alone know what you're seeing. You know, and then again, that representative, you know, they be alive and well for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Right. And see, my thing is that I think the failure of our relationships is what's damaging a lot of these kids, right? And I say that as not only like the biological separation, because a woman could break up with the kid's father or ex-husband or whatever, right? And still find a man that'll step in and educate and help you raise them kids, even though they're not his. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 grandkids that they don't even know that I'm not biologically their grandfather, but they mine. You know what I'm saying? Those are mine. I've been with them since day one. They can call on me and rely on me, like basically just like I am an extension of a father. You know what I'm saying? I treat them just like I treat my biological ones because that's how it was. That's how it was. There's
no difference. Yeah,
right.
That was the structure. So and no matter what me and their biological grandmother go through, at the end of the day, them still mine. If I never talk to her again, those are still mine.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And her son and all of that, we got that established. No matter what happened between me and her, I'm still there for your kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I'm not gonna just abandon them because me and her fell out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's destroying us is because and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to blame ladies because men have their faults in these things too. Don't get me wrong. But women are are nurturers. They are our birth givers. They are the center of the universe as far as reproduction and all that goes. So if that falls off, what do we have left?
Right. Well, I mean, everything's just been kind of, the roles have been skewed for a long time. And unfortunately, a lot of people just haven't had the experience of seeing a healthy relationship. And a lot of people base their relationships off of people they don't even know, especially, you know, like celebrities.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're couple goals. No, I'm not going to call you. You guys are cute together. You take a nice picture, but I don't know what goes on behind your closed doors. And in fact, I'd rather not know. I don't want to know what's going on with your relationship. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's happening in my own life. But we fall in love with these movies and these ideas of what a relationship is. And a relationship is work. You're bringing two people from that have two different upbringings, two different parents, lifestyle, values, and then you're trying to bring them together and say, okay, now make it work. Well, first and foremost, you have to respect yourself. And then, I mean, if you don't respect yourself, how are you going to respect your partner? And then you have to learn each other's love language. You got to find out how your partner communicates. You got to find out what they like, what they don't like. You are closest to them, so you know their triggers. So why would you do something to trigger them on purpose? You got to be some kind of masochist to want to see your partner upset.
And
for what? And there's a lot of sick people that do that. They start shit just to like, because they're, and I'll say this, so I'm blue in the face. There are some people that are addicted to chaos, and they will create it in the most peaceful relationship. So these chicks that are out here talking about like, oh, he was too nice. Well, you, ma'am, are addicted to chaos. That's why you need drama.
Yeah, because that's the only way that
at the highest level.
They feel, you know, relevant or what have you. That's how they feel. So if something is going smooth, it doesn't feel right. So when they get it up and everybody in arms and, you know, craziness, then it's like, yes, this is where I feel.
This is normal. This is what I recognize. I don't recognize calm. I don't recognize. I was just telling a friend, I went out with this guy. This is some time ago, and he brought up a point. Now, I don't believe what anybody says because I need to investigate and do my own research. That doesn't mean that I'm calling you a liar. It just means I need to check it out for myself. I'm just not going to believe everything you tell me. That's my own personal thing. So once I checked something out, I was like, you know what? I said, I'm sorry. You were right. Now, I didn't say sorry because I gave my argument. I said, I'm sorry because, hey, you were right. And that was too much for him because I conceded like, hey, you were right. All right, what we doing now? You know, we eating, where we go? We're going to movies. Well, you know, what's going on? And he wanted to start a whole shit show because of it, because he was used to an argument and hands waving and necks rolling and whatever kind of drama he was used to. And I said, I'm sorry. This is going to be our last visit and conversation because you need a whole lot of drama. And I don't got time for that. I leave my drama to the TV, but short of that, I'm not going to give you that. I've told you you're right. I apologize, but this is how I am. So you let somebody know who you are, where you're coming from, so they don't take offense. But the fact that I conceded was foreign to him. Oh, you just gonna bring it back up later? No, I'm not. In fact, I'm not bringing up anything later because I won't be talking to you anymore. You're officially blocked. So
hey, you know what I want to ask y'all though? This is a serious question, right? At what age? And I'm just going to ask this about women, you know, and if you want to counter and ask us about the same thing about guys, feel free to. But at what age do women stop using certain things that have happened in their life as an excuse to be a foul woman? You know, I mean, like, you know, no, I'm serious.
I'm raggedy for life, but yeah, no, because they have to heal. There's no age. They stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But and what I'm asking is this for you and Teresa, right? And y'all stop me if I'm wrong, right? But at a certain age, whether you've been I've been through a whole lot of trauma in my life too. I've been shot at, I've been imprisoned, I've been jumped, I've been, you know, it's a lot of things that happened to me, right?
Whoa,
I know
okay.
right from wrong. I'll be 55 years old Wednesday, right? I know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do. So I'm not gonna let the trauma from Hunter's Point cause me to do something at 55 years old that I know I'm not supposed to do, and then blame it on. I'll blame it on me being a product of my society. No. So if you know it's wrong, like okay, like a woman that'll be loose. You know what I'm saying? A loose woman that everywhere she go, she got to be in the arms of some guy, or she got to be in some guy facing something to make herself feel good, right? And then you like, well, wait a minute, you got a man. Why do you need this extra attention? Well, because I grew up like this. But you 50-something years old, you 40-something years old. You know it ain't right, right? Because you know it ain't right because if I did it, or he did it, or he did it, you will be feeling a certain kind of way. You be mad at us talking about why you always got to be in these bitches' face everywhere we go. But in turn, you doing the same shit and playing it off as though, oh, since you were traumatized, you can't help yourself. I mean, I don't get it.
It's not an age. Oh, go ahead, T.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that's not it's a grown person in their looks, but they're not grown in their mentality because that's childhood behavior.
Right.
Yeah, and it's unhealed behavior.
Yes.
Like they say, healed people heal people.
Yeah.
Hurt people hurt people. So
hold on, y'all. We got a question here from Jermaine Bond. What is a foul woman? Well, a foul woman is a woman who I'm just being honest, right? A foul woman is a woman who really disrespects herself, along with whoever she's in a relationship with or whatever, because there's no boundaries. It's like I'm gonna do what I want to do, you know, no matter what. And this is what I'm gonna ask y'all too. This is something else I want to ask y'all. If a person, okay, say you don't like something, say your dude does something you don't like. I mean, and it has nothing to do with his job, his career, or the sanity of his home, his family, and none of that, right? He's just doing it for shits and giggles, right? And you tell him this hurts me, I don't like this done, and he can't give you a valid reason for doing it, except that he's gonna keep doing it. That means he don't give a fuck about how you feel. Am I right?
That is correct.
Right. And he would be officially Black history because if I've expressed to you, I don't like that behavior and you continue to do it, well, then I got to let you go.
Yeah, because that means because you intend to hurt me. It's your intention to bring hurt to me when you do this, and you know that this will bring about that hurt. You don't care about me.
No, and you don't care about yourself.
You think
so it's
they
one
doing
thing
that deliberately?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's intentional.
Okay,
it's intentional.
And because if you boys said
a foul woman in the correct lingo is a loose woman.
Right.
It's the same as loose.
Because Meech is like this, right? Okay, like me and you, Meechy, and Angie. We are somewhat, let's say, celebrities of some type or another. We all are, right? So if you had to
say that.
So for me, Angie, and you see my Facebook page, Angie.
Right.
If women compliment me or something on my page, I don't go to the extreme and go jump in their inbox try to get at them. I say thank you. And I do the same, like maybe a heart in the muscle sign or something for the women, and I throw up the 100 in the muscle sign for the guys, right?
Right.
It's just a separation thing. It's not flirtatious. But what I'm saying is I do that as a method of engaging with my fans, not for attraction. You feel what I'm saying? And it goes no further than that. I don't get contacted on the phone. And if they do send messages, if I even read them at all, if it's something I ain't feeling and it's too foul, I'm not even gonna respond to it.
Right.
Now, for somebody to just do this, and like I said, it has no bearing because you cannot call yourself a celebrity or an entertainer or nothing like that and not engage the public. You can't do that because
you gotta embrace
Right.
But there's boundaries. I mean, but there's boundaries in that, and there's no harm in putting an emoji. There is no harm in saying thank you, giving a compliment. And anybody that knows you, they have personal contact with you beyond social media, because all social media it's a big show. It's a big clown show. We get on, we post our pictures, we have fun, and that's as far as it goes. But it's not life, and a lot of people confuse it with life. And and someone said you could tell by the people that, you know, didn't get out and have any fun because they're just like cutting up now, you know, it's showing.
Right.
And but you, at the end of the day, people, you got to respect yourself, and you have to have boundaries. And for like the woman who is, you know, got a boyfriend but all hugged up with a bunch of other dudes, well, there has to be understanding in their relationship. If she's a flirt, if you're dating somebody that, if you're with somebody that's a flirt, then that man knows, like, oh, my girl's a flirt, it don't mean nothing. It's whatever boundaries are within their relationship. But if you're just like, oh, I just can't get it out of my system, it's that dude's problem, because he wants a woman that, you know, is just wilding out, or you want a dude that's just wilding out, that has to, you know, be on the scene and in everybody's face, skinning and grinning. I mean, it's people.
I'm sorry, and/or he gets thrills off of seeing someone else want her.
Yeah, that too. That too.
I think that's a sickness.
Yeah.
You know, because
I don't know.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I think it's a sickness for a woman who craves that attention if your man is giving you attention. Now, you don't get me wrong, we all human. So if she with a dude and he ain't paying no attention and he barely notices she's alive, she may go seek that attention somewhere else. You know, that's just the truth of the matter, right? But if your dude is really doting on you and y'all building and y'all got a program and he doing this, what does another man's outside attention mean to you unless you still looking?
But also too, it depends on the nature of that relationship. You don't know if they're swinging. You don't know if they like.
I'm talking about totally monogamous or supposed to be totally monogamous.
Yeah,
but I just think people are really weird. You know, there's certain levels of respect that you should have for your partner. And I always say, don't do something that you couldn't do in front of them. You know,
there you go.
If you can't have that same conversation in front of your man or woman, you don't need to be having it. Like, if you're like, oh, well, let me see your phone. Well, look at it, nosy. What are you looking for? But here you go. And then I got to let you go, because for what? Trust is everything. You got to trust the person. No, but I'm saying you got to. Oh no, I have not been involved with anybody that pulled that stunt, but I do know plenty of women that have been with controlling, manipulative men because they had a controlling, manipulative upbringing. Either a mother was overly controlling, or a father, or they witnessed their mother going through shenanigans. You really got to do your research on people. And you know, nobody's perfect. I don't believe in perfection. I think we all have room for improvement and room to grow, but it's the basic standard. Like, don't be cussing me out in front of people. Don't cuss me out, period, because that's not going to work. Not at all.
No.
But
no,
don't act up. You don't go to a party twerking all on people when you got a boyfriend, and then you're posting it, and then he's looking through your stories like, oh my God, what does she do? You know, you're putting on a clown show, and you're making him look stupid in front of, you know, his friends. Like, what's wrong with your girl?
What kills me is this, right? This what kills me. You know, you got the women that always say a man should treat a woman like he wants his daughters to be treated, right? How many of you women out there, how many of you women listening right now would like for your son to be with a woman that does the shit you do in public?
No.
Because you know damn well you be calling a bunch of hoes, tramps, bitches, sluts, and everything. If you seen your son's baby mama, wife, girlfriend, or something doing the same shit you're doing in the public.
And then also too, I mean, but how many dudes really live by that code where they treat a woman in the same standard as they would like a man to treat their daughter or their mother? They're very, you know, there's not a lot.
No,
they kind of like,
there's a fine line.
It's a fine line. And
it's like, do as I say, but not as I do.
Right. There's a lot of dudes.
I've had to ask that question. I said, so would you do the things that you do to me and say, would you approve of another man or boy or whoever doing this to your daughter? And the first response was, "No, I'm not having that." You know,
She ain't dating.
I'm gonna have to get in his behind. Well, please note, I am some man's daughter. So why is this occurring?
Right. Now, see me, I'm just the opposite, right? Like I tell my daughters, you know, y'all growing, y'all having babies, y'all mothers and everything. I'm staying out y'all business unless I feel it's a threat. If I feel it's a physical threat, then I'm stepping in, and we all know where it's going from there. When I step in, there's gonna be a lot of people in black in the front row. So we just gonna leave it at that, right? So, but I'm not stepping in over the arguments over the kids and none of that. And you know why? Because I raised hell about the way I felt my kids was being brought up. And my daughters are young women. They're not perfect. They may be making mistakes too, but I let each one of they dudes know, man, you dealing with a dude, you can call me and say, look, man, I'm having issues, this, that, and the third. Me, you, and her, we're gonna talk this out if you need that done. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna sit there and say, well, you can't check my daughters and they out here doing something wrong.
Right.
If they do, you're supposed to. You keep your hands off of them. No, that's what you better do. But other
watch
than
your
that,
tone.
right? All the other stuff, no, I'm not. You know, and I tell my daughters, if you got a good dude, don't fuck over him because they not easy to find. They're not easy to find.
It's not even that they're not easy to find. It's just once a man gets hurt, their level of forgiveness, from my understanding, is different. It cuts because a man, like I said, men are, and I'm talking to you guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but men are visual. And a lot of when women get into relationships, we get the drop on them. We've already visualized a wedding and a whole lifetime with them, and he's still processing
last name.
Yeah, everything. But once you get into a man's heart and he cares about you, that's a different thing. And you don't abuse that. Just the same with a man abusing that position with a woman. But again, it goes back to your level of respect. And men gotta know that cute face could have a real stank attitude. And I don't care if she's got a trick pelvis, you will have to leave her alone because it's gonna end up costing you either financially or your spirit. And both are very costly.
And then another thing is this, y'all. A lot of women really they really underplay the dangers that's out there with the behavior that they conduct themselves with. Because, okay, just take it like, say it's a woman I'm dealing with. I'm an overly aggressive alpha male. I don't like niggas. I'm just keeping it real with you, right? I don't. If you ain't my family in that circle, I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. I'll eat you alive and spit you out. For real. You know what I'm saying? So for a woman to deal with me and play games with any nigga outside this relationship, that's like dynamite. It's like TNT, nitroglycerin. It's ready to explode because all it takes is for this one nigga to disrespect you in a way I don't see fit, and I'm on his shit. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, protect me. Carry yourself as a lady in the public to protect me. So if a nigga do cross that line and disrespect you, I know you wasn't out of pocket. I know you wasn't out of pocket. So
there's a lot of dead guys because of that. A lot of dead men because of those exact scenarios where a woman has tried to make her dude jealous or just shenanigans, and the next thing you know, it's a whole shootout, and then it's
I just did a post about that, and
but it's the truth.
About that.
People have to be careful.
It's an estimated 40-something% of black men, period, who are killed over some kind of love triangle.
Yeah.
But again, men have to know who they're dealing with. It's a certain level. Just like we, gotta vet the people we date and get involved with, men have to do the same thing. And it just can't be based off of, the visual. Is this a good, what kind of character does this woman have? How, is she respectful? If you're walking down the street and let's say some dudes come up, is she gonna, and they say something to her, like let's say it's 5 dudes and you and your girl are walking down the street and some dude like whistles at her, does whatever, says something rude. Is that girl gonna turn around and go off on those guys. I've seen girls do that and get their dude beat up. Personally, I would not think my man is a coward. I would think, you know what? I'd rather see you alive at the end of the night than get jumped by 5 dudes that have no home training and don't have a chance in hell with me at all. You lose no points for keeping your life.
Keep it
you know, if it's a one-on-one thing, I get it. But I've seen girls cuss a group of dudes down, and the next thing you know, her dude is getting the brakes beat off of him.
For what? For nothing.
For what?
At the end of the day, then you say, what was that?
Yeah, what was that?
Right. And then
you said something about your booty.
We got these predators out here too. That's another story, right?
Oh gosh,
real Mr. Nice guys on social media.
Oh
shit like
yeah.
These niggas out here taking pussy. They're taking it.
You
know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
And then a woman, you know, so how do I defend your honor if you was out of pocket and then the nigga slipped something in your drink, or he lied and told you he was taking you home, and all of a sudden this nigga trying to tear your clothes off in the backseat of the car, some more shit like that, when you shouldn't have been in that position in the first place.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because a lot of them play the role. He's your friend. He's a Mr. Nice guy. Well, we all came together to the club and we're all leaving together.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. While we're in this ride, I'm FaceTiming, you know, my friend the whole time. You got my location, whatever. But you know, again, you don't. Somebody always tells on themselves. I don't care how nice you try to be, how cool. Your true character is always gonna slip out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Skeletons fall right out the closet. Like, here he goes. There's a pedophile.
You know, I'm gonna keep it 100, right? I got receipts on a lot of niggas out here. Like, you know, like people on social media wonder what's my connection to certain niggas by how they address me and this, that, and the third, right? Kind of find out these niggas is fucking sexual predators.
Yeah, but why? At what point? And this is my question to men, and you guys can answer that. To what point in life that triggers someone to have just disregard for the female species, period? At what point are they injured? Did they lose one, or they just was raised by a foul one, or they just went rogue? Can you speak to that?
A lot of these some people are born with that tick. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, they are, because us as men, we know niggas that we knew since probably elementary that they were like that. So if you were 7, 8, 9 years old like that, you were born that way. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the niggas who they think they ghetto celebrities or whatnot, especially now since social media is out, right? These niggas really think they ghetto celebrities and shit like that, and they feel as though the woman owes them this. You owe them this.
Why?
Because he has a nice car. He got some.
Because
he's wearing a members only jacket.
You know why? Because
they're back. No, they're back. I'm getting one because I didn't have one.
Oh, really, girl? Because I was like,
they're back. Members only jackets are back. Yeah.
Are they really?
I ain't got the old school one though, but you know,
they got new ones.
Only done made some new shit.
I know. I ordered one. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying he showed up with his jacket.
Right, but so what I'm saying is like and I hate to say this, right, but it's women that are not like y'all that give these guys this impression in the first place, because they didn't have a lot of women who fall into that trap, and so they think that that's the norm, like they're supposed to get that kind of treatment or whatever excuse me, from every woman they encounter, and to be told no is a sign of disrespect to them and sends a lot of them into a rage.
Yeah. They're really entitled, and
that's some mommy issues, or
for real,
something that went awry.
He wasn't hugged enough.
No,
hugged a little too much.
And have very little to have no respect for the female species.
Right.
None.
It's crazy because these are the average everyday niggas that y'all see people embracing on social media.
Oh yeah,
And
I know a few of the social media rapists. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't stand
Yeah, a
next to you
lot of
without a pit bull and a shotgun.
And
Like
what's fucked
these,
up is a lot of them niggas is pretty popular on social media. I'm like,
very
damn.
popular.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for real? You know, I mean, I've had, people really contact me in tears, like telling me the stories because they thinking the motherfucker is closer to me than what he really is because of how he addresses me on social media. I'm like, nah, me and dude ain't related or nothing like that. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they go into the spiel about, well, back then in the day, the nigga, I'm like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas is cold, and I'm saying that because I'm a girl dad. I got a son, but I got 4 freaking daughters. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, most of my experience raising children and protecting children and schooling and educating children have been spent on my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Because I got 4 of them. So
Right.
therefore, I do have this worry and this concern about our not only young black women, but black women in general. About y'all need to conduct yourselves in a certain manner to at least avoid these situations as much as possible. I mean, there's no way to be totally safe from it because you could be walking down the street and a motherfucker could jump out the bushes and grab you. It happens, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is keep yourselves in the proper context and in the proper place, the proper environment, the proper crowds, so this shit don't happen. You know what I'm saying? You let your guard down. You let your guard down and you let a nigga in your inbox and you let a nigga take a few pictures when he see you at parties or picnics or concerts or something. Now all of a sudden this nigga act like he know you. So now he think you really owe him some pussy. He really feel that way.
But the thing is, sometimes it doesn't even matter. It's just that guy. Now, for your example, like the rapey dudes that may get on your post and like, hey man, good post or whatever, and then girls think he's cute and see him and they think like, oh, he knows D. Okay, he must be all right because he don't mess with stupid dudes.
Regular, right?
And so they would go in with the thinking that this dude is all right and he's playing the game. He's bringing all the sweetness, baking cakes and everything. And next thing you know, he's trying to butter your muffin. I mean, it don't make sense. I'm just saying, like, and in the worst way.
That's a good one.
That's why I said some of these dudes, my mother said they just want a warm, just, trying to slip one on you, just want a warm place to put it. It's like eventually it's going to come out.
And you know what they looking for, right? That hot five.
He ain't getting it.
They looking for that hot five, man.
Man, oh my God. I'm like, dude. If you were the last man on earth and there were no batteries and both my heads were cut off, you still wouldn't have a chance. My God.
I'm telling you, it's crazy though, man. And that just goes to show, like I said, it goes both ways, y'all. And we appreciate y'all input in it because men do it too, right? It's just we're men, definitely. So so we're stronger. So I mean, it'd probably take a woman with a gun to sexually assault us or something, But I'm just saying, it's dangerous out there.
Get it up, yeah.
And ladies, if you love these guys, right? Then what's wrong with being the woman you were born to be? You were born to be this man. Like y'all, I'm not a biblical person. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna act like I am. But for those that are, y'all talking about y'all rib and this, that, and the third, and y'all, and then you want to pick what scriptures you want to follow. You know what I'm saying? So if you really spiritual or religious, rather, religious, then therefore you would live accordingly to how a woman should be. And I'm not saying submissive because I don't believe in nobody being per se a slave of another person. I don't believe in that shit at all. But what I'm saying is, like I tell my daughters, and this is what I tell the women that I love the most in the fucking world, which are the girls that carry my name. Don't ever fuck with no man or commit to or give yourself to a man who ain't man enough to lead. If he ain't man enough to lead and you feel as though he a bitch and he ain't right and he ain't doing it, you don't need to fuck with this nigga. Go get your real man. Go get you a
You
man.
don't have to, and it's just the dynamic. I mean, it's the chase, you know. We attract. We're not chasing no dudes. You don't gotta chase a man.
Yeah.
He'll come.
Yeah. The one for you will come.
It's nothing. Everything that's meant for you is going to be there for you at the right time.
Yeah.
And anything that doesn't work out, it's a lesson. Because a lesson, you learn the lesson, and then you can move on, you know. But you're being prepared for everything that you're asking for and praying for.
Yes,
you know,
well, you're right.
I tell women all the time, make a list of what you want. But you know, also too, I asked a girlfriend. I said, "Well, what are you gonna be? You got all these demands about him. Well, what are you doing for him? What are you gonna be for him?"
Yes.
Right.
You know,
yes.
Not just the hot pocket. Well, what are you? You're supposed to be his piece.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
You don't sound like peace. And I'm honest with my girlfriends in that regard, with the girls that are tripping that I'm friends with. Like, no, you sound like a hurricane. No, I see why he's running.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the whole thing. You know, it's like respect, and respect, like you said earlier, Teresa, respect comes from respecting yourself first.
It's number one. And then right up there with it, as far as I'm concerned, is communication and being free enough to discuss whatever it is and not feel as though something that is privileged that you've shared that's going to come back at you and slam you every time to hurt you.
Right.
Uplift me. And if you're going to hurt me, then I don't need you in my life. And it goes both ways.
Right.
I should be able to share myself with you and know that you're going to take care of it as I would you.
Yeah, that's basically, you know, that's basically, I would say that's basically 40% of the relationship right there. You know, I mean, because without that, what do you really have? But probably a sexual attraction. That's not a relationship. That's
but once you get past the sexual part and you can't get those things working, you need your friend.
Right.
You know, you need to, you know, be able to cuddle and read a book and be in the kitchen, and they be, you know, you got to learn to be okay in your skin and allow that from the person that you are with.
Right. Now, it's a certain level of vulnerability that is involved in a relationship. The man has to be able to communicate with her, and vice versa, whatever the dynamic of the relationship is. And a lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Because they have a fear.
Maybe they're not compatible with each other. Maybe they got different life stuff.
And do y'all think it's chauvinistic for a man to feel, because this is where I feel. Men gonna be dogs and whatever y'all call him, you know, if that's what he is, that's what he gonna be, right?
No, he can't be no dog.
No.
But I mean, if that's what he is, that's what he gonna be.
Well, that's
then Rover's gonna stay with the other dogs.
Right. But I think a woman, like I said, and this is just me, it could be me. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but due to the fact that your sexual organs are internal, I think that means you should guard yourself even more so than a man does.
Right.
I would
agree.
Because someone is entering your body. You don't just let anybody enter your body. You are a woman. You're supposed to worship yourself more than your man worships your body. That's yours. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, even one more than that, it's the only time that you will be one with that person.
Right.
It's either anytime you are in an orifice of someone, it is the one time that you are considered a one body.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of dirty dinglings out there. So I tell everybody, protect your pockets.
Yes.
But I just
and go find out and make sure that your pockets are straight, because don't be that adult that says, oh, I don't know. Oh, it wasn't me. It was you.
Right.
You know, I always say, hey, I got my papers. You cool?
Yeah, I need to see.
Let's talk about this, because
what are you working with
within itself?
Right.
Where you stand. I'm solid right here, right here.
I just think that, you know, women, I mean, if you really ain't finding nobody that you even really remotely feel that you can have something substantial with, why even sleep with them?
Right.
That's my thing.
I'm with you 100%. Why waste the time?
Yeah.
Why? You know, I mean, because women, you are more than what a man is. We can't deliver babies. You are more than what we are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? You are more than what we are. That's why you should carry yourself in a higher fashion than what a man does. That's just how it is. Not hypocritical or none of that. You are a vessel of life. You have to protect that. You can't just throw that shit around every time Dick and Harry because a nigga smiled at you over a few drinks. You know what I'm saying?
Also, too, I mean, just the dynamic with pornography and social media combined.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women feel that they have to compete and that they have to, conduct themselves in a certain way because every other picture is some girl with her booty out, half naked, and the guy, and she's got 1 million likes, and the average woman is like, how am I supposed to compete with that? And they're thinking that they're left behind and they're chasing this, and they don't have to do that. But like I said, social media and just lifestyle itself has just gotten so corrupt.
But you know what though, Ants? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Oh, go ahead, Teresa. Say what you gonna say.
I was gonna say, just to chime in on that, the shortage of men. The shortage of men, there is a high ratio of Black men being killed and so on and so forth, are either in prison
or gay.
Oh God,
down low. Yes. Hold on, the gay is one, but down low, who's the doer don't think he gay. Yeah, you are. You haven't been able to just own your.
Just because you was pitching instead of catching don't mean you ain't gay.
Right. That's right. Yeah, you know, gay.
But
right. So,
you know
what I'm saying? So these are all the other extremities that women have to deal with that also brings out some of that behavior, And so until you find someone who is genuinely true to themselves, who are of like mind, such as yourself, then you have a chance. Otherwise, it's something different. But here's one question I want to ask from men. How long should a woman hold out sexually with a man that he would view her as being worthy of his time or his efforts?
Now, honestly, there is no time frame. There is no time frame because connections develop at different rates with different people. So like I could go out on a date with you per se, right? And we hit it off one day, we communicate, go out on another date 2-3 weeks later, and then maybe 2 months later down the road, we really feel this connection with each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if we're both being genuine with each other, then that connection probably is worthy. You feel what I'm saying? But I just don't think any woman should just be jumping in the bed on attraction alone. That's where they go wrong. That's where they go wrong. Because I've heard a grown ass woman say, well, I'm like, damn, you did X, Y, and Z with this nigga. Like, well, he was taking care of some bills and we was taking me out and whining and dining me. So what come after that? No, I don't know what comes after that. That don't mean
good night.
So she programmed to produce just because she got 1 or 2, 3 things.
Yeah. She got a couple of meals. She got a couple of steak dinners and probably a thing long, a crustacean crab. And now
you did a thing long. Some seafood. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So then now you think that's some big nigga shit because the nigga took and spent $30 on a crab for you. Now you in bed with a nigga that ain't shit.
That needs to be the next thing.
Yeah.
What's a big deal? What's considered a big deal on a date? Because a lot of people got it twisted. You need to take yourself out on a date, ladies. Do something expensive for yourself.
Yeah. I was like, I was scratching my head like, whoa, so that's all this nothing ass nigga had to do?
That's why my daughter, I take you out. Her dad took her out to nice places, brought her flowers, so none of these little dusty dudes would impress her with anything. She's like, okay, I'm used to this treatment.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
This is the norm.
That's
This
the
is
truth. Yeah.
It's a standard. I think
standard,
everybody.
exactly.
Yeah.
The standard. That's how I feel for my granddaughter. I said, you know what? Don't believe the hype. You know,
Right.
keep your eyes wide open.
Yeah.
You know, but then of course her father just say, you know, bring them to me first.
Of course.
Oh my God, you know, don't threaten.
Hey, but shit, us fathers can be fooled as well. You know, dude come in and you think, oh yeah, he a proper dude. This motherfucker a demon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, you know, I just, like I said, I just think that women should value themselves enough to take time out. You know what I'm saying? And what I say is, like I tell my girls, right? Make a motherfucker earn it. And how does he earn it? He earns it by showing consistent behavior that aligns with what you want in a man. Consistently.
And walks his talk.
Yes, right.
Walks his talk.
Right.
You know, because one thing about me, right? You know what you're getting with me. Ain't you getting the nigga that don't play no bullshit, and you may think I'm chauvinistic or whatever, but it ain't to be controlling, it's to be protective. You know what I'm saying?
So you're always on. Do you ever get a chance to relax?
No.
Good question.
No.
Good question. When do you relax?
So your woman, she doesn't allow, she's not providing you a safe space to relax.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be with her. I wouldn't deal with no woman that's not giving me a safe. You may get 2 times. Most of the time, you only get once. Like, cause I know I've already explained the do's and don'ts before you did it. But sometimes, you know, in rare instances, I might say, okay, I might be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't doing it 3 times. You ain't doing it 3 times. So
do you like to ride on 10 consistently?
No, I like to relax. That's why I don't like to deal with women. That's why I cut women off. Like when you loose and foul like that, I'm done. I can't even look at you the same. You know what I'm saying?
How are you still attracting these women at
this
point?
I'm not anymore. I'm talking in general.
So now
so
now you're smooth.
Oh yeah, I'm cool now. No, I'd rather be single before I put myself in that kind of bucket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, shit, all right, man. We done went over an hour, man. So shit, this was a nice topic.
It was a good topic. Yeah.
I had my cousin Maynard. She said, man, we gotta have a more comprehensive discussion on this topic, man, and invite more people to to discuss. So maybe next Sunday we could do a part 2 to this, and had extra guests, a few extra guests on here, man. But
how many can we have total? 6?
We're gonna see by Sunday.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming in.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Namaste.
Right.
Bye.
Thank y'all, man.
Right,
y'all just Treeal Talk 101, man. Live from 94124, man. And we up out of here. We see y'all next Sunday, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Good night. Have a good week.
Good night. You too. Thank you.
Podcast out.